Welcome back. It's a Friday morning, and on international scenes, things are heating up, politically and military speaking. The Federal Reserve has announced an increase in American interest rates of around about 0.75%. And we haven't got round the corner the midterm elections in America. Yes, that'd be a good thing for Biden. It goes to show they're saying, yes, the economy is doing fine in America. It's going tits up. Who believes that shit? Do you remember those biolabs in Ukraine, which Victoria Nolan denied it a few months ago? I think it was in March. Saying, no, don't exist, it's a fantasy of the Russians. And then she had to admit it, they do exist, these biolabs in Ukraine. Say they're for the research for TBC. And their Ukrainian counterparts were ordered to destroy the cultures which they stored inside these things. The Black Plague, cholera, and God knows what other things have been messing around with. And now Russia's going to present an official report into this incident, and we've got the whole West side, no, it's a Russian fantasy. Well, folks, our governments are leading us up the garden paths. They're taking the piss out of us. They consider us fucking morons. What did I say in the last few videos? Do not believe what your government says, because they say those shit. They're only interested in saving their asses in a case of an event. God knows what event it will be. As well, in international crisis between West and East, the British ambassador to Moscow was urgently summoned to the Russian Foreign Ministry of Affairs, handed over dossier evidence showing on Russian side the British were responsible in the Stavropol attack and an North Sea pipeline as well. I think everyone knows about the so-called exchange of messages between Blinken and Truss after the event, what happened. Somehow someone has hacked in and a good old listen, and the whole world knows about it. And this is very embarrassing for the, for the Western collective. They communicate such delicate information on standard non-crypt devices. And the Russians say, we shall retaliate. But they didn't specify when and where. And that's a thing, wait and see. There's growing concern, the build-ups of NATO troops in Europe on the border of Ukraine. When the ground is frozen, it'll be a good time to attack, but probably it may take some time, because each side has to, prepare their battle plans. And judging the build-up of NATO troops and the Western politicians, they want in a war, and their nuclear indoctrination of the Americans have changed, saying we have to strike her first without thinking. But the Russian version is they only use nuclear weapons in case of Russia is threatened, or the existence of Russia is threatened. this could be the scenario of things being heating up, because the West is becoming more aggressive and more provocative against the Russians. Things will be heating up in China with America. We've got civil unrest in Brazil. We've got probably a civil coup in Iran, provoked by external agents, i.e. the collective West, and trying to introduce regime change there, as well as they tried it with the Russians. The last sick idea to come up is they preparing a government in exile, which will be the Russian government, future government. I don't think the West knows the mentality of Russians, their psychology. Probably, you know, the Russians in a great deal are a little bit pissed off because they want to get over this as soon as possible. But 80% of the Russians support their leader, Putin. Not like here, you have Western leaders practically ruin the livelihoods of people, their citizens in every country. And as society, socially and economically, every day it's getting worse. American economy, no one talks about that. That's really bad. It's getting really bad. Probably due to this mild winter, Europeans in a certain manner will get by. But next winter, what's going to be like? Austerity, rationing, and poverty, civil unrest. Even if now there are protests now and then in European countries against the energy costs, the high living, they want to be out of NATO, no more sanctions, no more refugees and all that stuff.